Hey, good evening and welcome to another Talk Tuesday. I am really excited. I love doing these episodes. I hope that if you've been following along, that you've been enjoying meeting the guest contributors. So for those of you who don't know who I am, my name's Vanessa-Mary and I'm a lifestyle coach for mums, and I educate mums of all ages to build resilience. Now, that is in different areas. So, this may be your physical well being, it may be your mental well being, your emotional well being. And I love to talk about spiritual things as well. And I've been inspired to do these Talk Tuesday episodes because of a really exciting event, which, to be fair, we're going into the countdown. As soon as it becomes the 1st of September, which is Thursday, we're in our countdown because towards the end of September, I have been working with a fantastic set of collaborators. So this series has helped me to introduce you to them. So the event is called Future Proof Your Family. It's the 28th and the 29th of September. And I've just gathered some really interesting speakers with just fantastic knowledge. And I wanted to create a family show. And I hope that I can, well, not that I can, but I hope that I'm doing it justice to the vision of what I have in mind. So the next contributor is a woman that I've met online. I think it's this year. But anyway, as you get into my connection with her, I will reveal more. But she's a fantastic woman. She's so inspiring. She's an author. In fact, she's got the longest title out of everyone that I've brought on here. But she's an author. She's a publisher. And I'm describing her as a family relationship coach. She may correct me about that. I don't know. But let's bring her on. Her name is Helen. So, Laura, let's bring you on. Hey, there you are.
Thank you for having me on.
Not a problem. Looking gorgeous as ever.
Thank you.
I did say I was going to check everything, Laura, and I haven't. So let me just check and see, make sure. Oh yeah, it's saying that it is live, so that's fine. That'll do. Laura, thank you so much. I've got so much thanks before we get into it. So thank you so much for being here this evening. Thank you for agreeing to be part of the what am I calling it? It's like this event. It's a 2-day, 2-evening event. Yeah. So thank you for being there. Thank you for recommending speakers. And you're just such a champion of mothers and women in business, families in business. I absolutely love it. So I've said your name, but do you want to tell everybody, how would you describe yourself? You've got so many credits behind you, behind your name, but I know there's other things you want to say there. So who are you, my dear?
For this kind of topic, I'm Helen, aka Mummy of Forever Family, Forever Free. We travel the world full-time, world schooling our children as we go. So we teach them out in the real world. And it's rather than go to schools, we go to nature. We have adventures. We go to the heart of countries and immerse ourselves in cultures and communities and languages. We also take them to all the development events we go to. So people like Tony Robbins, my kids have done the fire walk. They did that at 4 and 8. We're out there to create little world changes, teaching them how to think instead of what to think. So we're out there trying to create world changes.
Well, you're doing an incredible job. I was thinking about it. So I'm just plugging in my speaker here. I've been in my box today, Laura. You'll know what I'm talking about. I've been in a box today, so I wasn't in my little home office. But I was thinking before when I was getting ready, so I haven't met your incredible son. Tyler, is that his name? Yeah. I've met Tegan. And what I would say, when you introduce yourself and you talk about the lifestyle that you have, some people might we live in a very judgmental world, let's be honest. So some
Yeah.
people might think, oh, how could she do that? And why is she doing that? Now, I haven't met Tyler, but I do know he's an award-winning author. That's correct, isn't it?
It is. He
Wow.
just published his 43rd book, and a couple of months ago, up against 18 to 21-year-olds, he won a Business Success Award.
And how old is he now?
He won that at 9. The week later, he turned 10. So he's now 10.
Wow. So, what an incredible achievement. You said 43 books, yeah? So me at the age that I am, I haven't even published my first book yet. Okay. So high five to Tyler. And then I spent some time online with Tegan. And you saw the comments that I was putting in the chat. She was just not only blowing me away, but blowing the audience away. And it was an audience of parents. So, there was parents there was grandparents there. Absolutely incredible young woman. Incredible. So, this world schooling concept is obviously working for your family.
Absolutely, yeah. Because everyone says, you're a really pushy mum. And I'm like, no, they work me so hard. We just let them be. They ask lots of questions. We give them the answers that we know. We get them to ask other people so they can form their own conclusions by getting lots of different opinions and facts from different places.
Well, I'd already asked you if Tegan could spend time with my granddaughter. So I've got 2 granddaughters. Elizabeth is going to be 7 in October, and she is homeschooled. So she's not world schooled because mummy and daddy have got very traditional jobs. But she is homeschooled, and I really wanted her to connect with another young woman who's being homeschooled, but obviously, as you said, she's spoken on stages, she's an author herself. I even then began to watch videos on your website of Tegan when she was winning awards, and when and I was just like, I think it was quite late at night, Laura, and I had to prize myself away and say, come on, Vanessa, it's time to go to sleep now. But what an interesting life that you are living. Just incredible. So
her speaking happened by accident. It was completely accidental. I was speaking at events and she asked to have a go, and it came by accident. And then she was sharing the stages with world changers, world leaders.
Fantastic. Well, the event that's on the video, it looked like it was right at the beginning of her career, but she was already setting herself a massive vision, massive goals. And obviously the audience at that point were really supportive with what she was doing. So fantastic. So I just want to say, obviously, the next question, which I always ask people, is where are you in the world? So when I ask you this question today, it is, where are you?
We are currently actually in Essex in the UK, which is never really happens when we connect, because I think I was in Hungary when we first connected.
You were in Hungary, yeah.
So we're normally always somewhere.
Yes, exactly, because that is the point that I'm trying to make here to the audience, that with Laura, when you speak with her, she may be in the UK, she may be in Hungary. I don't know where else you've been since we've known each other. You were in Hungary for quite a while, weren't you?
We were in Hungary for a few months, and then we came back. But we've done this all over the UK. Yeah, we've gone everywhere, all over the UK, and in a couple of weeks, we are going to jet set off again.
Fantastic. Do you know where you are going?
Sunny. That's all we have planned so far.
Anywhere that's sunny. Fantastic. Well, I must say that I was so excited when this arrived. I think it was last weekend. I'll make sure it's in the view. So this is your latest book.
Yeah,
Creatively Homeless. What caught my attention was no bills, no home, no worries. I was like, I'm in. I want a copy of that. But before we talk about the book a little bit more, just tell me, it's not the first book, is it? Let me just share with the audience, like, the other books that you've written, please.
So we have 3 main books for the families. We have 3 Steps to Family, which is how to realign, reconnect, and grow together as a family. Because there's so many people that are out there, they're crushing it, they're trying to do it, they're doing everything they can for their family. But by the time they achieve it, they've missed so much, the family's gone. Because they've never told them it's them they're doing it for. They just assume that everyone just knows. So it's about communication and getting everyone back on board. We then wrote a book called But I Have Kids. We played with the title a lot with this one. And it's about parents. Stop blaming your kids. If you've got kids that go to school, how many people do you hear that go, if I didn't have the kids, I'd Oh yeah, I'd love to do that, but I have kids. It's
Mm.
not an excuse. If you don't chase your dreams, why are they ever going to chase theirs? So it's a book that was pretty much a kick up the bum for other parents to stop blaming your kids and go and make it happen. And we actually ended up with a TV show on the back of that book. We had a 12-week TV show, A Day in the Life of, and we got to share our journey, which is what this book is, a follow-up from the TV show. How do we live the life? What is in the suitcase? How did we create our life this way? So that's why this book is now out and making an impact.
Wow. So let me just ask you about the TV series. I would really be interested in watching that. How can viewers get to watch that, please?
So it was on Sky TV, called the channel is called the Feel Good Factor. It actually launched, it all happened completely by coincidence. Our TV series launched the second lockdown. So the weekend that the lockdown hit, our TV series went
Wow.
out every Saturday and Sunday, as it was the replay for a week, every weekend for 12, 13 weeks. It's on the Feel Good Factor TV called A Day in the Life of.
Okay. Well, I don't personally have a television.
Me either. So it's so hard
Exactly.
to do it.
So for those of us that don't have a TV, is there somewhere that we could, like, I don't know,
We are
see it
working with
online?
the people that helped set us up with this TV show because it's been over a year now. Then we're trying to get the footage back, so that's currently something we're working on, so we can share more of that and show people what. Because not everyone's got Sky, so so we can share that and sneak peeks of our journey because it's all the stuff people are interested in. What's in the suitcase? What's in the storage unit? Watching the kids relive memories, taking stuff out of storage, and yeah, they really got to see asking the kids how are they schooled and things. So it's really clever, really amazing.
Brilliant. So then I want to ask you about the first book because I definitely resonated with what you said. People are chasing the dream and they're saying it's for the family, but are you in alignment? So I'm like, okay. So in order of how you've written things, I'm starting with book number 3, but I really want to read book number 2. So I'll be getting a copy of that as well. So in terms of this book, as I said to you off screen, I've just started reading it. It arrived, I think, last weekend. And as you know, I've been putting the show together. So I've had a look. I'm getting into the chapters and I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, even when I ordered the book, you gave me an opportunity to download the, what do you call it? The financial
Yeah, know
template.
your numbers.
Know your numbers, which I will admit I haven't done that yet. But looking at that particular chapter where you're going into it more, it's like I'm feeling really like, oh, I can't wait to actually do the activities. And you've given us a chance to do some more activities that match the chapter as well. So that's very exciting.
We've also created, you'll see on the back of each chapter is a QR code because it all
Yes.
goes on to a free, completely free online program of what we're teaching in the book. So you can work through it with us. Hopefully we answer extra questions that you might have, and there's ways to connect with us on there. We want to add so much value to everybody because this might not be the life for you. You might not want to be in it with a suitcase and travel the world. But if you can make little tweaks and changes, just the Know Your Numbers worksheet, actually knowing what comes in and what goes out and where it goes every month can change the game.
Well, there's a couple of things that I want to say. Actually, just going back to what you said about your second book, Stop Making Excuses. Grant Cardone talks about that a lot when he says, he wasn't ever going to make any excuses that involved his family or his children. And hearing his philosophy has really stayed with me as well. And I'm embracing that into my thinking and just being honest with people, like, actually, no, that hasn't happened because, rather than using my family situation or the fact that I'm still working in a box. I went into my box to get to a box today. I love that. But as I was driving in my little box, because going back to a point you've raised here in your book, I was going past the lovely houses on the main street and seeing the houses with the 2 cars, in the front parked up. And I thought, gosh, we've only got 1 car. Mark doesn't drive. We've only got 1 car. But even if he did drive, we would make arrangements where we'd share the car. We'd just schedule our time like that. And I thought, gosh, that's interesting how much I like to use the word circulating money. Yeah. So how money's been circulated within that household on the two vehicles, the petrol's going up, the insurance and everything like that. And then obviously in one of your chapters, you talk about reducing your expenditure, which I thought was very interesting. I don't know if you wanted to add anything to that at all.
If people see the book, they see the lifestyle and think, wow, I could if only. We were not millionaires. We didn't set off this with money in our pockets. We were actually tens of thousands of pounds in debt when we started this lifestyle. It was not easy. We could have had every excuse not to do it. So we had to cut it. When we started this lifestyle, we actually had cut it down to one car. We didn't have a TV license. We didn't eat out ever. I was chatting to someone recently who said I had it so bad. I used to look at people in Costa Coffee ordering all these amazing sandwiches and then getting the donut and then getting the swirly latte, maca, latte, I don't know what other names are. And there's me with my plain cheese sandwich because that's all you could afford. And I'm like, plain cheese sandwich. I had to go to the supermarket, buy past Costa and buy cheese and bread. Like even eating the Costa sandwich, like $2.50. That's a whole meal for a family right there.
Yeah.
So it's all about how you spend your money, being a bit more wise with it, just noticing. People that grab a cup of coffee every day, it's only a few quid. But every day you start adding that up, the difference it can make, just being aware of what you're spending and where it's going, you can make huge savings. We didn't have anything lavish at all. And at that point, we were still struggling to put food on the table. We got to the point where we couldn't cut our expenses anymore. So we dropped the house, we dropped the car, and just wiped it all off.
What I was saying in the green room as well was your husband, David. So I haven't met David yet. When I saw one of his videos that you've done with the promotion of the book, and he was explaining that for him, leaving you as a family to do a long commute and have all those hours out of the house was making him really reevaluate his life. And I thought that was incredible.
You don't often hear them speak, and poor Dave, I do chuck him out of his comfort zone and throw him on lives to share. He doesn't like it, but once he's on, he's great because it's just him sharing his truths. So for a few months, we actually lived in a Premier Inn in London, which sounds crazy and lavish, but if you book by the month, well in advance, it's cheaper than even Airbnb. And I've told the story lots. We lived at the airport hotel, so we got to watch the planes going off every day and talk about live vision dream boards. But he would leave in the morning. This was like coming up to autumn, winter. So he'd leave when it's dark, come back when it's dark, leave before the kids are awake, come back when the kids are asleep. And we're in a hotel room then. So it's not like we could then have a good chat and be noisy or the kids are in bed. Yeah. So he was completely missing life. Don't get me wrong, we're very much into personal development. So he's audio booking it all day. He's watching his things and he's keeping himself going. But to not have that time with your kids, it's heartbreaking. When we did have the house, I thought I was really amazing because when he'd come home, I'd let the kids stay up an hour later than the bedtime should be. So they had a solid hour with daddy. Bless him. He's wiped out. He's worked all day. He'd have a solid hour of play. I'd then have to try and wind the kids back down again and get them to sleep while he had his downtime. Yeah. And then we cracked on with our business. Like it just was non-stop. Yeah. And I thought we created a great bond because I made that time happen. But when we actually flew off for the first time, within that first month to 6 weeks, to see how their bonds changed, I mean, now it's even more. That alone has been worth every struggle, every hardship, to see the bond they have, because it was always mummy, mummy. To now see the bond they have with dad, it's different level. It's just, and he's got this whole different happiness. His cup is so full to overflowing. He's watching the breakthroughs. He used to see the kids on one day of the weekend and be like, wow, the words, oh my gosh, they're doing this now. But to actually sit and witness the change, and when your kid goes, oh, and they get something, money can't buy that stuff. No. Those times are so precious that he now gets to experience that. My goal was to retire my husband while the kids were still young. And we did that, and it's just pure magic. Don't wait until you can afford it. It's
exactly. So obviously, like you say in the book, this story may not be for everybody. It may be about making some adjustments, but for where I am right now, with building an online business, obviously you can travel with an online business. Yes, I am in Nottingham right now filming this, but on my dream board is not Nottingham, trust me. But I really resonate with what you're saying about your husband David, because Mark, he works in shift work. He's working a night shift. So yes, he does get to see Zenta. So right now, as I'm recording this, he is getting Zenta ready for bed. But it's that kind of, like you said, it's that balance, isn't it? Because now we have almost the back to front life where Zenta will go into the room in the morning and Daddy's going to sleep. So Zenta's only 3 and he's like having to comprehend that type of lifestyle, and it's not the lifestyle that I want for us full time. So I definitely cannot wait to get in, and not just to read the book, like you said, do the activities as well and see how things change. I've already made some decisions, but we talk about coming out of your comfort zone. You've got to take the action as well, so that's where I am.
It's no good just reading the book. This is why we help people create books. At the end of every chapter, there's something to implement. There's some action to take. It's no good having all this knowledge. Everyone knows someone who knows everything.
Yeah.
But they've done nothing. Everyone knows course junkies. They go on course and program, but nothing changes.
Yes.
We are so action driven. If someone teaches me something, I'm like, great, how do I implement this? And we go and implement it within 30 days. Otherwise, you forget, you lose it, you lose traction, and you don't do it. So there's not just activities at the back, it's a program. Get involved. If you did it all the way through, front to beginning, front to end, you will have a plan at the end. Ooh. And it won't be to create my life, it will be to create your life your way. We're not telling everyone you need to be in a suitcase, you need to do this. If your vision is just to be a bit more free, to see a bit more of the world and keep the house and all this stuff, that's fine. This will help you too. By the end of the program, you have an actionable action plan. So it literally can transform anybody's life.
I love that. So, I mean, obviously you're a publisher, but do you work with families? Because Forever Family, Forever Free, do you work with families?
We do. We have 2 businesses. We have Books Boost Business, and then we have Forever Family, Forever Free, where we coach families, help bring them together, get them communicating, getting them on the same page, and helping them create their life their way. Because it's very apparent, and since traveling the UK again, the question I ask everybody is, are you happy? And the most common answer I get is, I don't want to swear, same stuff, different day. Everyone knows the stuff word, right? So everyone's like, same stuff, different day, same stuff, different day. You're just living on this treadmill, paying for stuff you don't really want, to please people you don't really like, to try and keep up with the Joneses, to try and keep up appearances, because this is what life should be. Exactly. People spend 2 weeks of the year living how they wish their life could be, and that is on vacation. We switched that around. We have a good 2 weeks of the year where we go and we work hard, and we work all the time in the evenings, but we have 2 weeks where we go network our butts off. We are out there, we're making things happen, we're on stages. And the other 50 weeks of the year, we're exploring the world. We're living how we want to be. And it's not easy. Everyone chooses their hard. But this is a hard that's priceless.
Oh, I absolutely love that.
Over stuff every time. Kids want your time, not the stuff.
Exactly. And my mum wants my time, apparently, keeps calling me. So, Laura, I'm so delighted that you're one of the guest contributors for the event, and the title of your talk is Mummy, Remember When We. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about that talk and what we will be expecting, please?
We've covered lots of little snippets of it here tonight. It's about creating those magic moments, making time for family. People think, I can't schedule family time. That's just wrong. You schedule the dentist, you schedule the doctors, you schedule business events, you schedule different meetings. And then you don't have time for family. So if you schedule family time, especially if you've got older teens with all their devices, you schedule a time where you go do something and you do something focused as family, no devices.
Yeah.
Switch them off, actually talk to each other. It's just about helping you build those connections, rebuild those bonds. Like I said, they want your time, they want you. Whenever we work with families and we ask the parents, if we could wave a magic wand and you could have anything you want, what would it be? Stuff, house, cars, holidays, dreams, blah, 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 blah. When we get the kids to do it, we always separate them on purpose. The kids write, I want to see daddy more. I want to do this with mummy more. I want to go and do this with dad. I want to try this with my mum. It's all time and heart. This is what breaks down the barriers and make people realize. But even just having the communication can make a huge difference. If I'm on here tonight, instead of putting my boy to bed, he'll go, for the island, mummy. I'm like, for the island, baby. We have a goal, and he knows I'm doing it for us.
Yeah.
Mummy's not busy doing something because she doesn't care. Mummy's doing something to help propel us. But creating those magic moments, all the trips we've been on, the kids won't remember the stuff we bought them there. Costa Rica, we bought them crazy pool toys, beach toys, because that's the destination we're at. They remember the time Daddy tried to cross the river on top of a log and didn't quite make it, with Mummy roaring of laughter in the background. Those are the little moments they remember. They don't remember the stuff. It's the fun, silly. When you connect with your inner child, you connect with your kid.
Oh, that's incredible. And you know, at the end of the day, Laura, particularly since I have reduced my hours at the university, and yes, I am focusing on my passion because I feel we need to be fulfilled, you know. So I am putting more hours into my coaching. And as you know, I do Zumbini as well, which is great because yes, I'm working, but Mark and Zenta are in the room with me. So Mark is the adult and Zenta's doing the class, even though he's getting a little bit bored of it now, I must say. So he doesn't do it all the time, but that's our beginning of what you're describing, you know, doing things together. And if I'm doing the class, as you're saying, then, okay, Zenta's not at the age where he's got that comprehension yet, but we can say, well, mummy's doing this for an hour, but look, we've got the rest of the day. We can do what we want, you know, and that's where we're moving towards. So I really love the fact that you stepped out of your comfort zone, despite what maybe people were saying, friends, family, you went for it. And not only have you achieved what you wanted to, which you have to read the book, but you've put it into a book so you can actually share those lessons with others.
If we had that book 6 years ago, it would have saved us so many, we call them lessons, you'd call them problems or challenges. They would have saved us so many lessons, and some of them were really expensive and really scary. So this can save all that trouble, because it's literally how to go get it done, stop making all these mistakes, just do it like this.
Fantastic. Wow. So it's just incredible for me to know I've got my hands on something that you said is a practical guide as well. We haven't had the chance to meet each other. Yeah. And I thought about that. Oh, okay. So I've never actually met her. And I know that when we actually do schedule that meeting, it will be a very coordinated, like, I'm in this country at this point. I'm here for 2 days.
It's literally like that. We landed, and it was just, you probably saw all my stories. Real life people was my hashtag, because it's been like, I've met this person, and I had to like every 2 hours schedule people in. But I wanted to touch on, because you touched on it about judgment. That's a big section of our book. You probably haven't quite got there yet. 2 years, our family and friends just totally cut us off. Didn't want nothing to do with us. We were so out of their boxes. It just was uncomfortable for them. They didn't know what to say to us anymore. Because like I say, conversations, same stuff, different day. How have you been this week? Well, we saw a monkey and we saw the... They just couldn't handle that. So it's the whole dealing with judgment, how to overcome that, how to get positivity into your head on the hardest days.
But also is the alignment as well. You know, you must be experiencing the joy, the appreciation, having that fulfillment. Even when you're going through those challenges, you're seeing them as a life lesson that you're either going to put into a book, or you'll speak about it with the family and you'll make a different plan. So it's just such a beautiful story.
All times are tough. You appreciate the good. 30 years I wait to go to Disneyland. 30 years I'd waited. Everyone's like, you took the kids to Disney. No. I went. They got to come with mummy. It completely was my thing. And just on the steamboat on the way in, oh my gosh, I was a wreck before we even got there. My little boy's going, Mummy, why are you sad? I was like, oh, my heart, should we call gratitude? My heart overflowing. So I was like, my heart's just overflowing out of my face. When you have had hard times, it makes the sweet so much sweeter. To watch my daughter know what she's been through, to watch Elsa sing the song that we've all heard 50,000 times, but to watch her see that in real life with Elsa right there, it makes you so grateful for that stuff. Like it just, yeah, my heart overflows.
Wow. Well, do you know what, Laura? I could speak with you for ages. I just want to say this on record because it may happen tonight. But since I have connected with Laura online, I end up having dreams about her. So there's something about your energy, which I've told you already. I don't know, you draw me in, and then energetically we go into a different space. So I will check in with you in another few days to let you know if anything happened. But it's just such a wonderful opportunity for me to get to know you through the book, because obviously your story is coming alive through the book. I'm going to follow the activities. So thank you so much for being here this evening. I'm really looking forward to hearing your talk. On the 28th, you will be on the first day. So my message for any mums and dads, if you are, you're thinking about a lifestyle, but you're just not too sure, you don't want the judgment, or you're thinking, I haven't got time to plan this, come and listen to Laura's story, because I know you will leave at least with one or two ideas that they can just implement into their life straight away. So apart from the book and the program, Laura, is there anything else that you're wanting to let us know about before I let you go?
If you want to know more, come and check us out on Forever Family, Forever Free. If you're curious about the kids, they have their own page on that page. So they have their own sections. You can check out what it is that they are up to. Those weird little world-schooled kids, they're on their fifth language, out there creating massive books, making a difference. So if you want to find out more, do come and find out. And it's been amazing connecting with you, Vanessa. We've connected all over the place since we've met each other, and it's just, we all rise together, we raise each other up, and it's been absolutely blessing. So thank you for having me here.
Thank you. Just to check in then, so you're not going to be in the country in October when the business show?
No, we won't be in the UK then. I'm sorry,
God.
I like sun.
Yeah, well, it's getting too cold for you. It's getting too cold. Well, Laura, stay there in the green room for me while I just wrap up here. So thank you so much for being with us. And if you want to hear more, make sure you tune in on Wednesday the 28th. Okay, wow, what a fantastic talk. I'm just so mesmerized by Laura's story, and as I've said, I've got the book so I can find out more. I've got access to the worksheets and the program that she's spoken about. And if you are just thinking about how could life be different, sometimes we need to hear about other people's journey. It may be inspiration, it may be motivation, or maybe you just want someone to reach out to ask questions. Ask those, what you might say, is it a silly question? Well, no, it's never a silly question. Guess what? Not only is Laura doing the talk on Wednesday, the 28th of September, but if you upgrade to the VIP lounge, you can have an opportunity to speak with Laura in the breakout room and tell her, ask her advice. As she said, they have had challenges which they've turned into lessons. So having a coach and a mentor is always about finding out ways where you can get the shortcuts. Don't make life difficult for yourself. This I'm calling it a show. It's an information, 2 evenings. Yeah, we are here to provide you with a range of information on topics where you may be feeling overwhelmed or you may be feeling confused. Okay, so we're here for you. We would love to answer any questions that you may have, and just, share the examples and the lessons that we've learned, and give you an opportunity to know that if you want to take those next steps, you will be supported all the way. All right. Well, that's it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're wanting to register for the event, remember it is a complimentary 2-day event. So please follow the link underneath this video. And we look forward to seeing you on Wednesday the 28th and Thursday the 29th of September at Future Proof Your Family. Take care. Bye-bye.